And that's the music that makes me not answer the door or phone for the next half hour, because that music means Coronation Street is coming on. I am Jay Johnston. This is Corrie Chat, and I will talk about pretty much anything Coronation Street related on this show. And I've got a couple of guests in with me today. Jean, my co-host, is here.
Hello.
How you doing, Jean?
Good, thanks.
Good. And I've got a very dear friend and also Canada's #1 Coronation Street fan with me in the studio today. Deb Sear is here. How are you, Deb?
I'm great, thanks.
And I see you brought your husband Al, who's sitting in the corner not wanting to talk. Hi, Al.
Hello.
Hi, Al.
And that's fine. Just more time with your wife. Thank you so much for driving up from Oshawa to be with us here in Hunters Bay.
Oh, I'm excited to finally be here.
It's a lot of fun having you in the studio sitting across from me. We've met a few times before at different gatherings and that, and I've always wanted to get you on this show because it's about 2 years now I've been doing it, and I've known you for, 5, 6, 7 years.
Right. Well, every week I listen and I get my cup of tea and I'm nodding my head and replying to you guys talking, wishing I was there with you or could call in and talk.
Well, quite often
it's good to be here.
Yeah, quite often I see on Facebook you'll put in, nice show today,
Yeah,
Jay
yeah.
and Jean, and that means a lot.
Yeah, you two are great together and it's fun to listen to you each
Oh,
week.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying so.
We're
And
our #1 fans.
yes, we are. And speaking of fans, we do have fans, so we should do some shout outs before we forget to do that. Norma,
Norma, for sure.
definitely. We've got Charlotte, who is an avid listener. How you doing, Charlotte? We've got 3 Brians, Brian, and Brian. Bonnie, you know who you are, Bonnie. She listens with her mom. I've got Pat, my neighbor, Christine, who used to be our techie here at Hunters Bay. She listens all the time. Got Bruce and Jan Jacqueline, who always listens too. She's been a guest on a few times, which is always fun because then we get the Jay, Jean, and Jan. It's the triple J's going on.
Oh, and I have a few shout outs.
Yeah.
I'd like to say hello to everybody at Corrie Chat on Facebook. My mom and dad, because I know they'll be listening. My friends Emma and Jez, and my relatives in the UK, and all the Coronation Street fans that I've spoke to online or in person.
Nice.
I think I got them all.
You were born in England, were you?
Yes, I was born there in Stafford in the Midlands, and we moved to Canada when I was 7.
Okay.
So quite a few years ago.
But you still have a lot of family over there, I take
Yeah,
it.
all my family and friends are over there, and we like to go back. It's become almost every year now.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably every year you guys
Yeah.
go. That's nice. Now I know the actors on the show quite often will have little sidelines in that. And the actress that plays Fizz, she has a tea shop, doesn't she?
Yeah, Annie's, which is in
Annie's.
Manchester.
You've been there, haven't
Yeah.
you?
We went for afternoon tea the first time, which was just fabulous. The best scones
Oh,
that
nice.
you could go, and you get a nice big pot of tea and all the... I just love my afternoon teas.
Did you meet her when you were
No,
there?
she wasn't there, but her partner at the time, Chris, we spoke to him, and he was, you could tell like they were made for each other. Like he's just like her, down to earth, and he spoke to us for a while and gave us a tour of the restaurant, and
Nice.
it was great.
You have met her though, haven't you?
Yeah, we've met her a few times.
Okay, yeah.
I think 2 or 3 times we've met her, and she's had a Hockey Night in Canada sweatshirt on
Oh, cool.
that she got when she was over here for the British Isle show.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I remember meeting her at the British Isle show, and I had pictures of her on my nails, as I usually do when I meet a star. I put pictures of whoever I'm meeting on my fingernails. And sorry I didn't put pictures of you on my nails
I
today.
expected them today.
Yeah. Next time I meet you, I'm going to have pictures of you and Al on my fingers. And when Fizz saw mine, her comment was, "That's a bit of all right."
Right?
I remember that.
Yeah.
It was fun seeing it. Have you been to any other businesses that the Star's back or anything?
We did go to a pub that Liz McDonald owned a few years ago. She doesn't have it anymore. We went there with our friends that he's an extra on the show.
Oh, cool.
We've also been, Vera Lisdon, who used to have a pub in Manchester, the White Horse, I think it was called. We've been in there a few times.
It's funny.
We used to have pictures of the Castel on the walls.
But you play a bartender on TV and then you really own a bar too.
Right.
I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, you've met 114 stars, which I'm in awe of. And there's some that you've seen, but you didn't approach for a picture or whatever. Who was it you met? They were in line?
Well, I think there's a time and place to meet them. If they're with their family and friends, then I won't go up to them.
That's very respectful of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We went over for Christmas a few years ago, and we were at the Manchester markets, and Al was in line getting some kind of treat. And I was about to take his photo, and I noticed Rupert Hill, who played Jamie Baldwin, and his partner Jenny Platt, who played Violet. They were behind him with their little girl, so I wouldn't go up to them there. And then another time I was out with my cousins, and we're at a pub in Stafford, which is a small town where I'm from, and we look across the bar, and there was Shabna Galati, who played Sunita Allahan, and I didn't think it was right to approach her on a night out.
Oh, I would have. I'm just saying I would have done that.
Oh, and another time we saw Helen Worth, who plays Gail,
right,
at the Piccadilly train station in Manchester.
Oh, cool.
She didn't look like she wanted to be approached.
Well, it's nice that you respect their, space.
Right.
Because being in that business, you can't go anywhere without someone.
Hard to get out, yeah. But
Yeah.
It's so neat to have them just kind of walking around and
Right.
shopping. And
Yeah. Well,
like real people.
I used to go to the studio gates, so when they came in or out, most of them just stopped automatically. But if they didn't, if they drove out, well, that's fine. They don't want to stop. I'm fine with that. But a lot of them walked out at lunchtime to go shopping and that, and they'd just have a baseball cap on, and people would just walk past them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, didn't even know who they were. Yeah.
I've got friends here in town, Jim and Trish. Jim's mom used to have a store over in England somewhere, and the actress who played Ina Sharples used to go into his mother's store once a week to do her grocery shopping.
Wow.
And shop. And he said he'd see this lady shopping at his mom's store, and then that week he'd see her on TV.
Right.
He said it was pretty cool. But I don't think he ever went up and bugged her. Just it was another customer.
But it is kind of neat when you're at the markets and you see a Corrie actor.
You've been to a lot of the shows that Andrew Stuckless puts together, and he always does a great job, very professional job, and he gets people over here to do the shows, and it's an hour and a half to 2 hours
Right.
show, and if you want, you can pay and do the meet and greet at the end. But the stars love coming over for him because he puts these packages together,
Right.
and he'll show them, Niagara Falls, or he'll
Right.
take them out whale watching.
Right. He treats them properly.
He does.
First class.
And when William Roach, who plays Ken Barlow, was over, they had to go from Victoria to Vancouver or somewhere over there. And without telling William Roach, he booked, instead of doing the 4.5 hour drive, he booked a helicopter flight.
Right.
Like, how cool would that be?
Very cool. One special memory, one of my favorite moments is when Maury and Haley were here for the show, and we were invited to meet them for breakfast the next morning because it was the last show, so they were having a goodbye breakfast. And it was Good Friday, and Julie said it was her treat, and she took us up to the counter and asked us what we wanted. So she bought us a coffee and a tea and a hot cross bun, and it was like she was serving us in Maury's rolls. And I said to her, you don't have to do this. And she's like, no, you're my guests today.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she introduced me to her family as the world's #1 fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Lovely, lovely lady.
She was a ball of fire.
Yeah.
She had so much energy. You wouldn't think that she was Haley Cropper at all.
Right, yeah. I never met her.
Yeah, she was amazing
But
in person.
We sat at the one end of the table, Elle and I, and David and Julie. So we got to talk to them for, I think it was an hour and a half.
Nice.
And it's just like one of my special memories that I've had over the years.
That is special.
I think after winning the contest, that was right up there.
Yeah, no kidding. That's like being part of the family.
Right?
When they invite you to join them.
Yeah. Then she invited us to have a tour of the street.
That is cool.
Very special.
She gave you a private tour?
A private tour, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow.
That was the first time we got to have a pint. We got to pull a pint in the Rovers. Before we stood behind there and pretended to pull the pint.
Yeah.
But this year we got to really do it and then try it.
Oh, neat.
It was good.
That is cool. Anyways, I hate to do it, but we're going to take a little break and we're going to be back with more Corrie Chat in just a few.